take the list, I basically took all the books that were banned and I created a poem using the titles of the books. And if you want, there's a list, I don't know, it's like 60 books and readings. And there's a few websites. All you gotta do is put banned books in Tucson and like all the books come up. And so I took those books. And so a lot of these, maybe if you've ever done like Latino history or if you've ever done anything around progressive politics, you may have heard some of these books. So I'm just gonna read this piece. And every line in this poem, for the most part, is a title of a book that was banned in Arizona. And this is like, you know, it's like a 4-page poem, it's pretty quick. But if you gotta think about that, I was able to take titles from these books that took up 4 pages. I'll read that now. Banned books burn in the spirit of the Chicano soul. Banned books. As minds try to find self, I rethink Columbus and look to the next 500 years, wondering what the future holds for the Latino condition. My heart burns with passion and fire. Critical race theory has me trying to understand race, which is just a theory. Cause here, my race under the United States government has never seen democracy in action, but the sting of colonialism and injustice. The pedagogy of the oppressed is resistance, action, and reflection, the practice of praxis. The only declarations of independence is the creation of dependence. The dependency the need of the perverse American ideology, so I cross-examine the manifest destiny. There is no need for a dictionary to understand my lack of civil rights. Latinos throughout history have been hung and raped, shot and objectified in this occupied America. I am always running, attempting to find and understand self. I drink of the cultura around me. I am Joaquin, yo soy Joaquin, and all his contradictions. This is my message to Aslan. Pictured in front of me is the Chicano history as I seek a people's history of the United States, told in cursed tongues, speak Spanglish, English, Spanglish, tongues created in barrios of Boyle Heights, Humboldt Park, Pilsen, and East Harlem, the tongues forged in the Southwest Detroit, Kansas City, and many streets of Texas. This is a multicolored society. The colores means all of us, unified by not one some homogeneous identity, but by the human condition. The yearning for freedom. I am the X in La Raza, the history told from 1492 to the present, screaming into the future, always running, running on the devil's highway, announcing we are here, we are here. Live live from death row of imperialism. We speak on the borderlands, La Frontera. The magic of our blood speaks to the next generation. We document and place to stand in history. The savage inequalities, well, the savage inequalities, well, the savage inequalities. I have no house on Mango Street. Here I am naked and homeless, my zoot suit torn to the ground. I stand naked, so far from God, I drown and suffer from the smoke of a modern age. The age of a different mirror. The age of a different mirror. A culture clash, life and death and revolution. This is the world. Justice is a question of race made in infinite divisions. The earth not devour me. May the earth not devour me. So I stand with the ocean of power, with dreams of Tanto fighting the Lone Ranger in heaven, fighting oppression, an imprint of white superheroes. There are no Zorros in this world. Only immigrants in our own land. Waiting for the healing of earthquakes, a manufactured crisis of Chicano identity, because a Chicano who studies is dangerous, because a Chicano who studies is more dangerous. Black Mesa poems read from brown eyes and red hearts. Growing up Latino in the United States is to be the enemy, is to be an object of sexual pleasure, filled with cool and red hot salsa. Fanta, Fanta, do you want the Fanta, Fanta? What the fuck is Fanta anyway? We live through the commercialism and commodified identity, the drunken beer commercials of Cinco de Mayo, loverboy images of Don Juan, remembering when living was a labor camp, a labor was living, attempting to leave no child left behind, the fire that burns, but what about next time? I attempt to let the spirits dance. I am Joaquin, nobody's son, nobody's son, nobody's son. I am La Llorona, Our Lady of Defiance and Deformities. I am the side notes of American life, another voice to the people's history of the United States, stories from the life of an immigrant child. This is life in struggle, puro teatro, color lines drawn, two badgers, contradictions of who we are, like women hollering creek. We attempt to break free from boxes, shapes that we are, objects cut from wood. Feminism is for everybody. Feminism is for everybody. It is not just Yet we understand that the crisis in American institutions break under the weight of Mexican-American literature. A new Chicano writing by the lake sleeping children dream of a new world. Bless me, Ultima, with civil disobedience of the soul to create from my blood a new narrative, to add to the layers of the past the stories of today, to echo to the future's books banned, burned, because books hold truth, truth that is dangerous, truths that are volatile. So with Zapata's discipline I create, I read, I study, I love like water for chocolate. I burn with the passion of the past, healing like curanderas, writing a spell of history to awaken the Chicano soul, whether it is 10 little Indians or 13 Mexicans waiting for the sea train to take them to the beautiful north, or my people that work day to day, today, I yell and scream, I am here, we are here, and no matter how many books that are banned, stored, burned, and destroyed, we will continue our ancestors' narrative, yelling to the future, even if we have to write books in our own blood, or tattoo them into our skin, so our bodies and our brains and our souls may be nourished. We continue to create what it means to be Chicano.
Yo.